adjourn?
Make a motion for the,
So we should,
Yeah. So let's go right through them right off the bat. Any public to be heard at this point?
I have the information on TAC. Do you want to know about that? You want to add for TAC?
Sure. Let's do it quickly.
Basically, Kathy, did Sean get a hold of you with regard to?
we talk a lot about different things.
Yeah, he talked about right now there's $91 million from FEMA monies left over from the state. That each municipality, if they want to use that funding, they do not have to match.
Oh,
And
sweet.
this is the funding that I told you about last week, or the last meeting, that's, what is it, it's preventative, I forget what it's called, but it's the.
So what's it got to be used for?
But
Hazard mitigation.
Hazard mitigation.
So like that Russo Road might actually
Yeah,
get
so
money.
yep, and I have to put together our pictures and make sure that it's all up to date, but.
That's one.
I mentioned the Bridge 51, and we
Yeah.
talked about the other bridge that was over, that was all approved, but then when they lost all that, somehow got lost last time for the, what's the other road, that matched the bridge you just finished up doing, Peon, was it Peon Road, what was that?
Parity Road.
Perry Road.
They're
That's
supposed to be next year.
What's that?
It's supposed to be all paid for by them next year.
Yeah,
Well,
scheduled
he
for
brought
next.
that up, that it was somehow initially that all that information was there and it got lost, so you better check bases with him. He brought that up in the meeting, so I don't
Who
know.
being,
Sean.
We've had like 4 meetings or 3
Okay.
meetings. in
Just double
this.
check on that, because he brought up something like somehow that information was lost, so I
let's
would
bring it
double
up
check.
and keep on to them about it, because they will
Yeah.
lose it quickly if they
Yeah.
don't want to do it.
But he also said if you were interested for the Bridge 51, you could do a letter of intent, it has to be in by August the 16th if you have an interest in doing it. But he did say that, as you know with FEMA, you've got to document everything, even the
Well, there's a
amount.
lot of pictures been taken of that.
That bridge, I think, Brian, you sent over all the information from the last time, right? So I just didn't know if, Linda wasn't able to hear tonight, so, he acted like that would not be a problem, because it's on their docket to do 51 sometime. I know the other road has already been approved, but with this money being available, you might want to,
Crazy not to do it, because that bridge definitely it's gonna need it more after all this traffic.
But, I guess Sean mentioned that if you wanted to call him, he could, and, but it was something about a letter of intent, it doesn't have to just say we're interested, I'm not sure exactly what that means, a letter of intent, I'm not sure what party he actually said it had to go to, but he has all that information.
So is
Yeah.
that something you could inquire from them?
I can definitely inquire. I know that every year we have to put in our list of priorities, and that is our priority.
That's your
We
main
put it in
priority.
every year. And then, yeah.
But this
and
money
I'll
is
follow
limited, I mean, I'm
If you
assuming.
need help drafting a letter, I mean.
But is it also hazard mitigation?
I'm not sure exactly, he didn't mention hazard mitigation, but he just said there was just money available, there's no match there for the towns, that, I mentioned Bridge 51, he acted as if that could be another, it was already on the project, as far as projects, but if we, I'm just saying, I think as we have all the documentation for it, it seems like it,
That one's
Yeah,
been in
I'll call
progress
him.
for quite a
Okay.
while.
I'll call tomorrow.
Let's
Yeah.
keep on that one if it's possible, because
Okay.
that one's, something's gonna have to be
and
done.
that's, I mean, and he just basically said, to do it was you just gotta record everything from, if you take stone over there, what truck you did, the VIN number, it's a lot of work. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
a
a lot
lot of
of work.
documentation.
That's, he said, it's one of the drawbacks for it.
Okay.
And the other thing I'll say, trees look good.
Yeah, well, I guess they're over in the school woodshed for the shear house right now, as we speak.
Who took them down?
The boys chained them together, then they got Gabe to cut them and push them over. I think that's how that went.
Nice.
And then the boys cut them up,
Perfect.
so.
That's all I have to say so far.
Yeah.
Good job. Thanks, guys.
Linda, you got?
Tax rate, you can see education tax rate, how it came in. According to the letter I got from the state, it's 13% education. And I put St. Albans City and Town, so you see we're in this district, and they come up with our rate, as you can see at the bottom, you take your district rate divided by your CLA equals your homestead, and then the state rate divided by the CLA equals the non-homestead. And yes, non-homestead is lower than homestead.
Why's that?
How can that be?
I don't work for the tax department.
No, I mean, it just makes no sense. If you called them, would they tell you?
If you could get a hold of somebody, I sent emails asking.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Never seen that all the time. They've done this foolishness. It usually runs 10 to 14 cents more.
Yeah.
129 and what last year was?
Oh, I gave you. I gave you the second piece, or do
You want one?
I
I
don't,
just want you to tell me it.
I don't, right here. Last year's homestead was 106.
That's all anyone cares about.
So anyway, you guys can do your piece and tax bills will go out the end of August. The other thing is, liquor licenses, all the temporary ones, the clerks, you've always given the clerk okay to do them. Usually it's an event at the Soul House or somebody's having a wedding on a field. This one I wanted to bring to you because I didn't feel comfortable not. It's, Frost Beer Works will set up a table on the green at the community center, close to the pizza oven. If it's raining, it will set up under the pavilion, also very close to the pizza oven. Customers can enjoy their pizza and beverages on the grass area, pavilion, picnic tables, and inside the community center. Does that sound okay for you guys to approve?
Is that for the jig?
No, it's for an event on August 10th.
Who's the liability? Who's the insurer?
The insurance is whoever, Frost Beer Works has to have the liability, I would assume.
Because usually it has to be fenced in.
insurance.
Usually, I know in the past they do, but this one, you want me to get more information is what.
I'd like to make sure they're insured. Yeah.
Because I know like when there was the wedding up on the hill, they could only be in a certain area.
Same way with us, yeah.
And this is a lot of area.
Yeah.
On
When we did Melissa's wedding, we had to have a fenced in
yeah,
area.
yeah,
And for Lise, she was the one that did the
yeah.
catering. But
And that's the one, and she has a license. This is a different person, so I'll see what I can find out.
yeah.
Because,
At the St. Albans Park, Taylor Park, they did, 14th Star had a beer tent set up for one of the Wednesday nights. And they were talking about a perimeter. You have to sit where we can see you.
Yeah.
and this is
We have to
not,
be able to see you.
Right. Over in Enosburg, we've gone to that thing, the concerts they have. And Sheridan has that food truck, and they have it's a fence right around the area. You can't go out.
so would you okay it with a perimeter?
We need to know the insurance
You need to
liability.
know the other part, okay. So, when's the next meeting?
Probably not till about then.
Yeah,
So,
is the next meeting the night before the No,
just a minute,
yeah.
just a minute.
So do you gentlemen understand the tax rate?
August 12th, so it's
Okay,
after it.
your next meeting is also the night before elections, so we're gonna be set up for elections.
I don't really care about this. I'm caring about this tax rate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't,
That's
I'm,
what my main interest is right now. This, get it out, make out, see if they got insurance, tell them
Yeah.
they gotta have a perimeter.
no,
Make it
but
simple.
I'm just
Yeah.
commenting,
Yeah.
the next one is the night before the, So-
But I really wanna know this tax rate, cause everyone's gonna question us about this. So we've gone from $1.06 to $1.29 because of the school rate.
yeah, that's,
And our town tax rate is gonna be 0.2337.
no, I don't know what the town tax rate,
Well,
this is,
what's that number there?
that's what the homestead went up.
Went up. So it went up 23 cents.
So this
Or
doesn't
comfort.
include the town tax rate because we haven't calculated that yet. This is
That is
just the
bizarre. So
education.
the non-homestead rates went up less than homestead rates.
Mhm.
What was the non-homestead last year?
It's in front of you, the other page, that,
see, what I don't understand is I'm looking at this handout,
mhm.
and it has in written 2024, and then handwritten below it, it says 2025.
Yeah, because I did that to show that what it went up.
Right, but what is the second number? So it's $1.2730 on the second non-homestead rate. $1.27 plus 19.13.
It went up. That's how much it went up.
Okay,
And the non-homestead rate went up 0.1913, and the homestead went up 0.2337.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know last week Cindy and I went to a couple lawn sales that got Rice Brooks. Two of those were their condos. Taxes gone up. One went at 8 something, one went 900. They were kind of displeased.
Well, this makes my taxes go up.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking of everybody's taxes in town.
Mine is gonna go up like $700, just,
Yeah.
you know? So there's people that's a big jump. Well, I think it's a big jump for me.
Well, after last year's, yeah. We got hit last year with a reappraisal, then this year with this. I mean, we would have been hit harder had we not had that reappraisal done last year.
Because that's why I showed you, based on our CLA.
Yeah.
Now look what St. Albans City and St. Albans Town, we're in the same district, what their rates are because of what their CLAs are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, if we hadn't had that and our CLA was lower, you'd have a higher tax rate.
Yeah.
So, that's, because this is the first time they broke it down like that. So I'm like, okay, what does this mean, this, district rate and state rate and homes, I'm like, so I watched a webinar on how that worked out, why, so I could explain that piece, but I couldn't get an answer on the other piece.
That is amazing though, that they got the homesteads higher than the non-homesteads. Well, gentlemen, do you want to approve this?
Well, you can't, there's no not approving it.
Well, we have to approve it to be part of our tax rate.
Oh, you do, okay.
I think, maybe
No,
I'm
you don't.
mistaken.
You don't have a choice.
No,
Right,
You
but
have
it's
to
included
approve-
in your tax bill.
You have to approve the town one, but
Yeah.
not this
Yeah,
one.
and
This
that
one is
one's not
fed to
that, yeah.
you. You have no influence on it.
Well, you did originally, because you could have voted down these school budgets and kept voting them down, because they had to acknowledge something in Montpelier, which they failed to do by choice, of my mind.
yeah.
Yeah, any other questions on that, gentlemen?
And so the liquor license thing, I'll email you and you
Yeah.
guys all make your decision, and whether or not to approve it or not.
Well, what is the significance? So I just did the math, so this isn't complete, correct? This Excel spreadsheet isn't complete. So you have to take the increase for 2025, the handwritten.
Well, no, that was, I just put what the 2025
That is the same.
is the same.
All right, where is the same? Because I'm coming up with $1.52. I got $1.52. Where's
Well, I think the number's the same, I don't know.
where?
No, I think this
The one-
increase, she's
like-
showing the increase here, Brian. What it went from last year to this year was roughly 23.5 cents.
The
Oh,
number
okay,
one
that's
twenty,
right. So
that's
20,
what that's about.
you're saying it's 23-cent increase. Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah.
The plus doesn't mean plus, it's meaning.
That's the increase,
Increase.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, thank you.
So this is what we use.
My minimalist explaining,
Here.
yes,
Like this,
yeah.
instead of a plus.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a challenge. It's a challenge for Vermonters. It's a challenge.
Yeah. So, I mean, the good news is,
It's a big challenge.
it would be
That
higher.
and electrical rates and payroll taxes and.
Gas for our cars, you wanna keep going?
Well,
Patty,
I'm talking about things that are more like within our sphere of influence.
Yeah.
Because I told somebody, don't get too wound up about what's going on in that national thing. It'll affect you. Whatever goes on in Montpelier, they're the ones that are going to create your everyday difficulties getting by. And it seems pretty much that's what they've managed to do for the last several years.
So,
Okay,
okay,
what else you got?
I got nothing else, so,
Okay,
See ya.
thank you.
So,
Thanks, Linda.
I don't know if you wanna see the map, but, James and I were working on the grants and aid, pre-pictures and getting ready so that we could get, approval to move forward, and we have that now. So,
You have approval to move
to
forward, you
move
mean?
forward with the grants and aid project as it was presented to them on Pumpkin Village Road and Duffy Hill. So I brought a map if you want to take a look at where that work is happening. We had a few culverts going in, and it's just, there's a corner, it's that corner. And we have $31,000 for this one. Well, we can spend up to $31,000. Last year, we actually didn't spend up to our amount, our full amount. So hopefully this year, we will spend up to that amount. And then there's a 20% match on that grant.
So this is actually up by Doug Flax,
It's, I guess so.
and you're going that way up towards Pumpkin Village.
So this is, we documented the priority, high priority, or moderate priority. Those are the municipal roads general permit identifiers. They did the inventory of all of our hydrologically, I can't say, I can never say that word, hydrologically connected segments. So these are prioritized.
That, 153, 914, that's the distance, like a foot?
That's actually the code that they use. So each segment has a code.
Oh,
Each segment has a picture. Each segment has been identified by the state as, they did an inventory of what priority the segments are on. And so we have to only choose segments that are on high or moderate priority.
Yeah. She showed us that before, remember, there's a map with the colors on it.
okay.
And then we have to go out and take, so this year, it's been really great working with James. He took the pictures at the latitude, and longitude. You have to go out, stand the spot, take the picture, document it, and then go back and take the same picture when it's done. And then that all gets uploaded. I actually just uploaded last year's pictures to the general permit site for the other section of Pumpkin Village that we did, the other end. Any questions on that one?
So you said you received approval to move forward, that means you got the grant? Or
It
you
was
just-
already, it was approved
Okay.
last year. We have to accept it before we know which segments we're gonna be working on.
Mm.
And then, once we accept it, they send us a contract, and then the next step is for us to do our homework about, with documenting segments. And then we submit all our pictures and our request with the map to the state, and then
So
they
which
give
culvert,
us.
Kathy, is gonna be replaced? On Duffy Hill, the one that says high?
So we have, actually, there's a culvert at segment 91336 that's gonna be replaced.
Yeah.
There's one on 91334. There's one on the corner right there in
Okay.
that section, and
And
then.
these are just regular 24-inch
then-
culverts?
Mhm. And then I believe that the one on 153912 is a driveway culvert, so they request that if you're fixing the ditches and the culverts are failing, that is also part of the project.
It's a culvert someone's got going into their driveway, right?
Yeah. But it's in our
Right away.
right of way.
Now, funny, the state won't do that. And my sugar house needs to be replaced.
Yeah, it's.
They won't pay for that. I thought we didn't, unless we were ditching and it was gonna change the whole ditching thing out.
That's,
the way we
that was
have
our
to do it.
rule, but
They
there's
have-
probably a different rule for.
Yeah, they
us
have,
to
it's
go.
all about making sure that the water is flowing in the right direction and going through things that aren't going to leave sediment in our waterways.
Uh-huh,
So
sure.
that's a little
As long as the
breaker, I
state
guess.
doesn't
I
have to
know.
pay for it. Yeah.
As long as they approve it,
Mm-hmm,
it'll look good when it's done.
yeah.
Yeah, bridge deck replacement, there's still reports of speeding. We have police, they're doing what they can do within the manpower that they have. We have our traffic counters up. I know that they were looking into a rolling,
You got minutes or something?
speed count, like a speed counter, but I don't
These are
know
all
if that
just
was put out there.
agendas. I was looking for minutes.
I didn't see it on
They're right there.
the road or just
They had to charge
In the
it.
back?
Yeah.
It was
right
not,
there.
an
Ah.
I was there
uncharged.
yesterday, I didn't see it.
This one.
Okay. So the St. Albans, we identified a temporary speed check, thing that we could put out.
One of
but
those
it's-
speed cart things.
Yeah, a speed cart, that's right. A speed cart, St. Albans City Police has one, it wasn't charged. I have no idea how long it's gonna take to charge it, but as soon as it's charged, we're supposed to have that out there. Hopefully it's before the end of the project. The Old Town Clerk windows and doors are finished, and they look good. You should go over and take a look, that building is looking pretty.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I pre-filed some testimony on behalf of the select board for the Oregon Wind Project, which is with the PUC. It's just a restatement of what you've already stated. Plus I quantified how many times they were on the agenda and how many documents were, like letters we received and emails from representing how many people. So we had, I think, 20 letters, but it represented a significant number of actual people. So I brought a copy of that if you'd like to take a look at it, but that's been done, and the PUC is there, that hearing is pushed back, so do you have the dates in front of you?
Yeah, it's interesting, the Vermont Public Service Department put out a tentative schedule that would conclude in February, and the Horrigans are asking that it conclude in May, end of May or middle of May. So the Horrigans are asking for, what's that, about 5 month delay?
3.
So,
February to May is 3 months.
yeah. Well, it's middle of May, so, yeah, 3 month delay. So,
So the library finance policy, remember they came and talked to us about redoing policies? And the next step was to bring it to the lawyer and have Jim look at that. So Jim Barlow pointed out that only the elected body of the library is supposed to, so it's the same statute, is supposed to have full power to manage the public library, make bylaws, blah, 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 and also have all control of gifts, purchases, and anything that has to do with money. So because of that, we have to change our signature process for the warrants. So the library trustees are actually supposed to be signing the warrants. At this point, there was just a casual, they reviewed and approved Sarah's spending, and then she gave it to me, and I made the warrants, and you approved the warrants within your meetings. But at this point, the timeline is going to be the same, so that we can keep on. Nothing is going to. They only meet once a month, but so they're going to have a pre-approval by their treasurer and chair of the warrant, and then ratify once a month. So I'm still going to bring this so that you can still see what they're doing, and if you're curious. But that was all sort of a shift toward the right way to do things, according to Jim. So I just didn't want you to think that we'd forgotten their warrants. It's just going in a different direction. Do you have any questions about that? No? Okay. I corrected the payroll, so you'll be signing the first July 1st payroll. There was one check that needed, it wasn't all there, it was one check for 1 week, so it should have been 2 weeks, so that was corrected. I'm waiting to hear back on animal control ordinances, but I did bring in a Vermont League of Cities and Towns example. If you want to take it home and look at it, we can talk about it if you'd like today, or we can talk about it once you've looked through.
You wanna just take a look at it, gentlemen?
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at it,
Okay.
yeah, especially with Dave not being here.
I was just gonna say, yeah, our animal control expert.
I also have a whole bunch of information about capital planning. I don't know if you wanna wait for a full report for that too.
I would think it made more sense when you had everybody here.
Okay, I can give you a copy of, so there's this sort of weird thing, I was looking through, there's this amazingly, it's an amazing document, a draft capital facilities inventory, capital plan, a chart of all of the plans, and it's still in draft form, and I found a sticky note in the file, that said the select board chose not to renew for now. So this is a draft, and it was not approved, but it's a good example of what
Sure,
this
great.
looks like.
This was a document that was here?
Yeah, this is
Oh,
this is a
Fairfield, nice.
Fairfield document.
Great, well. Yeah, for next meeting.
Yeah, and then I also have, this is from our town plan, and on the back it has the section that says where we're going to work on a capital plan, so that's where this comes from. Let's see.
Why you're reading there, did we get any update on the chlorine?
The
They got it.
chloride, yes,
chloride.
yeah, they have
Yeah.
it,
Oh, they got it?
yes, yep. They've been out there really working on getting that out.
Okay. And did we get an update on the common school septic?
We do have one, and I'm not sure where David is. I have that with me. Hold on for a second. I was a little confused about, I mean, it basically says that we can do what the current septic system, there's nothing wrong at the standard. I think this is what it means. I was hoping he would be here, but at the standard that it is right now, we can do what it was planned to do, which was have 3 to 6 employees. It has a certain number of kids that were in the building a day, which I doubt we would ever have that many.
Depends what we do with it.
60 to 80 students, 3 to 6 employees during the school year. So they were really careful. It looks like they were very careful not to give us too many details about what we would want to change or not change. And I got the impression from this document that if we start changing it, we're going to be doing things to a different code because.
Sure.
We're grandfathered in right
Right.
now.
Could we get a copy to that committee?
Sure.
Like Ron, you're on the committee, right?
Oh, do you want this? I have a printed version, and I can email it to you if you want it.
Yeah, you can email it.
Okay.
Great.
So I was never trained on something, and I'm just gonna put that out there. I didn't understand the rule of the sweep account. We have a sweep account, and the sweep account is not something that, the only activity I've ever done with the sweep account is to do a journal entry when they're reconciling our bank accounts for the interest that goes into our general fund. I did not understand that that entire sweep account is something that we actually tap into during the year. So we go under in our general fund, and then the sweep account replenishes up to $500,000. So and I'm sorry I didn't know that, and I found out, Amanda came in and she was like, I think we need to talk about what you were looking at and what I was looking at. So we were looking together, and she understands that that's where I was coming from. So we don't need the full second tax anticipation loan at this time. I do need to have a motion to pay it off, however, if that's something that you want to do. at the end of the, so by the end of the year, we may need another $100,000. We don't need it right now. So if we get to a point later where we need that, we could just pay this off now, there's no interest, and we can go for another one if we need it. I would suggest that. Or we can pay off just the amount.
What's the amount?
$118,000 is the amount that would cover, we would still be covered for the year. Or you can pay the entire amount, which was $260,000.
Is there a fee for the, is there a transaction fee?
There's no transaction fee.
Okay, so
But
what's
you're
the,
paying
what's
interest
the,
on that first.
yeah, what's the 200, what's the second number, 260, what was the number?
$260,000.
Even?
You guys, yeah, what was, can you just double check? I just wanna make sure. I get
Well,
that.
basically, it doesn't make any sense
Have it
to
if
keep
you
that
don't
out
need
there.
it.
We might
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna make a
take
motion,
it
I'm
off.
gonna make it, we're gonna pay the whole thing off and then
Yeah, you can
revisit.
make a motion
Sure.
to pay the
Yeah, and-
second tax anticipation loan off.
230.
Was it 230? Okay, I had
230.
asked for a 60 and you gave a 30.
Okay, I make a
Yes,
motion,
that's actual. You
Right.
asked for, you asked for 460 and they said, no, I'm gonna give you half.
Half,
230.
okay, I make a motion that we pay off the tax anticipation loan to a balance of $230,000.
I'll second.
So I just want to understand that before you do it.
The full amount.
The full, this is doing it in full. So
Yeah,
it'll be
pay
zero
off-
balance at
It
this
would be a
time.
0 balance on the second tax anticipation loan that we just.
What about
took
the
out.
first one?
So we will have to, we do have money, but we're gonna be, we can pay that one off too, but we're gonna have to take out another one later.
You're gonna have to take another one later like we normally used to. Because remember I kept saying, we never took them out till August,
And
maybe September, but we had to take one out.
And you've been pointing it out to
I've
me.
been pointing it out right and left, and
And
I'm not faulting you, don't get me wrong, yeah,
I
just
know,
one of those
I'm
things that
I'm not
are true.
faulting me either, because I honestly was never
Yeah.
trained on it, but I was like, I think
But
it's,
what are we paying on that first loan?
it's 2%,
2%.
Second one same.
yeah.
So, do you wanna pay it all off and then you're gonna have to do a third one sometime? Cause you won't be able to get through the taxes without doing another loan.
Do you use any of the
That'll
200?
cover, we have $500,000 in the sweep account, and I think it was 70 something, so 87. Okay, so the general fund, total general fund expenses with the sweep account right now, not expenses, but balance, is $770. So you could absolutely pay off the $300,000.
$770,000?
The operating balance as of 6/21/24 was $770,000, and that's with the sweep account. So the sweep is $500,000. We shouldn't be going under. I was always looking for the 50,000 mark. That's where I was told that I needed to go look, and then we do tax anticipation loans. But I was only looking at the operating account. I wasn't looking at the sweep. So we could 3, 4. So the first one was 300,000, and then the second one was $230. $230. I keep getting that wrong. $230. I wasn't at the meeting. I didn't hear
Okay,
it.
well, just on the discussion of the motion that has been made and seconded is, first of all, thank you for your transparency. I know that's, painful to admit.
Embarrassing.
I'm glad you picked it up with Amanda's assistance, and, that's exactly what our treasurer should be doing, providing a cross-check. So, that's, our graybeard, our legacy, he had a gut and, feeling like something wasn't right, but, so I'm sticking with the motion on the,
So
as
you wanna
is.
pay the second one off?
Well, yes, and then we're gonna have another question about, this
So
previous
all
round.
in favor of paying the second anticipation loan
Yes.
of how much?
230,000.
2,000. All in favor?
Alright,
No one opposed? So that one's gone, done.
Okay, and the first one was the $300,000 loan. We can still cover it, so the balance is $770,000. So minus what we just did. we still have-
540.
Yeah, we still have money.
So that'd leave you roughly 250 in that range.
Yeah, so it will be probably a month or two, maybe a month and a half that we're talking. we also have to pay off, we have a, the 2023 truck payment is coming, is gonna be next month, which is a large chunk of money. I don't know that you.
I was thinking about a motion to like pay $150,000 of that $300,000 tax anticipation loan tonight.
So right now on that, that's you're paying 2% on that, right?
Yeah.
So you're paying 6,000 a year, 3,000 per half a year,
Mhm.
and we'll have it out half a year roughly.
It's a chunk of change.
So I guess that's how you kind of need.
There's no penalties on,
There's no penalty to pay it, and we just have to be cognizant of when we need to,
And there's no points on the borrowing, it's just straight interest.
it's straight interest.
Yeah.
what about the anticipated interest rates later in the year?
I don't know what those, they've been pretty stable for
I'm gonna
us.
say we're probably not gonna get less than 2%. I think the lowest I ever recall is working on one time we were down to 1.5.
I mean,
I'm
I
more
also
worried about
kind of
going
wonder
up.
if it's a
Yeah.
low rate because we had money in the bank too,
Well, that's
Right.
possible too. Yeah,
so.
they take it off what you have for a balance.
Credit risk.
So we have, I think it's 120, it's a big chunk of change for the next payment for the truck. I can go get that if you'd like,
No, you could pay half, as you suggested, half of it off.
yeah.
Yeah, and if we have to fine tune a month, 2 months from now, we'll fine
Right.
tune.
I think
But that
that's-
doesn't, it's not like it's not like we're gonna get below that $50,000
Right.
Right, we have.
policy
yes.
statement, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we pay off 150 of the 300,000 of the first tax anticipation loan.
I'll second that.
Second. All in favor?
All right.
All right.
Thank
Here we
you.
go.
Yeah, well, thank you for bringing it to our attention.
I'm just gonna double check, but I think that's it.
You bake a mean cookie.
So we'll talk about the animal control ordinance next time.
Yeah, when we get Dave here.
Yeah, need date for that one.
Done?
That's it?
I make a motion, we approve the minutes from 8 July.
A second?
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
No one, didn't want anything changed, nothing on, other than that, we're ready to go?
I make a motion that we approve the warrants.
You guys have gone through all these,
Signed them, yeah.
Second.
second it? All in favor?
Aye.
Good enough? Oh, see here, is there any old business or anything? Bring up quickly? I know you got a birthday party, so.
I have a birthday.
You good?
Real
My
estate,
son.
we're gonna talk real estate. We're gonna talk real estate.
Yeah, I keep
Maybe the
bringing
fall when
it.
it gets a little
I mean, I
colder.
keep bringing it, but
Okay.
we can whenever you're ready, we can jump in there. We're still in the
Not
window
tonight.
with Swanton, so that they're, and
Oh, did you
also,
mention
the-
them, we couldn't touch that?
the beavers they took care of it,
Ah.
so they're on it, and he also gave me 2 names of people who have been working on trapping, they've been doing the trapping for them for free at this point, so that's a good thing too. But yeah, we're still waiting on, I think it's mid-August that the posting is, their ordinance posting is, or their property sale posting is completed.
The other, last Wednesday, I was eating breakfast at Chester's with Artie St. On,
Oh, yeah.
and it looks, if things go well, they may be able to cross the bridge around 28th to 29th of July.
Oh,
And then they
The
put up some
21?
28th, this is possible, don't be printing anything, this is just
I'm
possible.
not writing it down.
But they might put Jersey barriers up to do the outside railings and then cars. I don't know if it'll be one way or 2 way, I'm not sure, but he said they worked all this weekend.
They did, they were there both days.
Yeah, and they were there the weekend before, and he really thought if things kept going as they were, cars could pass on it at that point. Then they'd finish up those side rails and all that other thing you have to do.
James would appreciate that more.
Yep, so I was thinking, it's funny, because, 21 years I drove up to that other farm in Chester Arthur, 8 miles this way, about roughly 4 running by my mother's on the Ryan Road, take almost the same amount of time. But God, it seems like a lot longer
takes-
ride now, going down home, come all the way back around here. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of people anxious to see that puppy reopen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, I think, on Chisholm Arthur Road would be happy to see it open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our town clerk has been answering a lot of questions about where am I going?
So, all the time, like Dennis Dodd, and people stop, did you tell me where the hell I am?
Where am I?
Yeah. Well, where do you think you wanna go?
Yeah.
And go from there, you know?
The devastation is really, people are pretty frustrated.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second that.